If you're anyone like me and wants to learn how to four-wheel drive but doesn't really know where to start, then this is probably going to be the video for you. I am at the launch of the brand new Isuzu MU-X range, and we are here in Queensland test driving it along some really gnarly trails. So come along with me. I'm going to give you my first impressions and what I think of the update, as well as test driving it and letting you know how it goes off-road.
To the right a little bit now. Well done. So that
Jesus Christ. I don't even want to know what that looks like. Alright, I thought we would premise this and say this is not my first four-wheel drive trip with Isuzu, so I think it's better that we start from the beginning, so let's go back. So in 2023, when I was just starting out as a automotive journalist, I had the chance to take a trip of a lifetime, which was to the Victorian High Country right here in Australia with Isuzu. Now what we did was tackle terrain from really big mountains to rugged water crossings and everything in between. Now I had been four-wheel driving before, but always a passenger princess and never had the opportunity to actually drive, nor did I think I had the confidence to actually hop in the driver's seat, to be 100% truthful. So this was the trip that I think I had waited like all of my adult life to take. So it was a 3-day trip and it literally taught me everything that I need to know. And if you are an Isuzu owner and you do want to take part in the iVenture Club, which is what helped me get all of my four-wheel drive experience, what you can do is head to their website, which I will put just down below here. So after we did the Victorian High Country, I got the itch for four-wheel driving, and especially because of how easy it was to drive an Isuzu MU-X or D-Max off-road. I just found it so comforting and I felt quite confident almost straight away with the expert guidance that they give you throughout your time with the iVenture Club events. Ended up doing a towing day, a sand training day at Double Island Point in Queensland, and also did the Flinders Ranges in South Australia earlier last year. So thanks to Isuzu, I have been all over Australia and I am so excited to continue to do that. But this one trip was especially special to me. And if you haven't really followed my journey before, I am going to take you across the whole journey in the next 12 months. But I have been an automotive journalist at Car Expert and Drive before deciding to go off and start my own thing, which has been super exciting and challenging all at the same time. But anyways, back to the MU-X. Now the MU-X has a sweet spot in my heart. It is the car that I learned how to four-wheel drive in, and it is the car that I always go back to when I have the option to four-wheel drive and pick my car. Now a couple of the reasons why I do like the MU-X: you have got the rough terrain mode as well as a rear diff lock on the four-wheel drive models as standard, but it is also really comfortable in the city. So I will only four-wheel drive maybe 1 or 2 days out of the week, but then the rest of the week I am in the city, which is more than likely going to be what you're going to be doing as well. So I just found that I was able to have some luxury features and inclusions for my city drive, but then be really capable as an off-roader when I was going to go have some fun. So in this video, what I'm going to do is take you along with me. I am back at home now before this video goes live. So I'm going to take you through the 2-day trip from start to finish. We're going to look at the new MU-X and what has changed, as well as if it's worth the new price increase and what is the X terrain model that they've introduced for this year. Let's get into it. So the MU-X has had quite a lot of updates. More specifically and noticeably, you will see a full design update to the front and rear, as as well as some safety features as standard inclusions, and the update of some of the rough terrain mode and the rear diff lock, and how that all kind of plays into it when you're going off-road. So already the MU-X was quite capable and also quite affordable in comparison to its other competitors, but I did find that this time we did tackle some really rugged and off-road tracks, but I did find that it did not skip a beat, although a lot of us needed to get some help to kind of obviously see the trails and stuff like that. That is totally normal, and don't think that it's because the car is not capable. It is highly recommended that when you do go forward driving, do take a couple of cars with you and people so you are able to navigate and avoid damaging the car. Here is a full list of the 2025 changes to the Isuzu range, as well as some new features of the Isuzu MU-X X Terrain. So to begin the trip, it was a early morning flight from Melbourne, where I am, up to Brisbane, and then from there the day really kicked off. We had a product launch, which basically was everything that we need to know, and a Q&A. So if you are an aspiring automotive journalist, this is going to be the time to shine in here, ask all your questions, as well as get all of the updates and nitty-gritty details that you're going to need for your articles or your videos. So this was really good. We had that in the city before we headed up to the Spices Retreat, which was in Hiddenbow. So it was about an hour and a half to 2 hour drive, and that gave us a really good understanding for what the MU-X is like to drive on road, as well as what it's like to drive off road. Along with the new updates, they also gave an update to suspension, which helps with body control as well as stability at mid to high speeds. So those highway speeds where we're going like 80 to 100 on the freeway, I really felt the difference, and it was smoother, especially when there are some like mild potholes or like bumps in the road. I did feel like it made a little bit of a difference. So we checked in to our rooms, and the rooms were really nice. They kind of gave a very like homey cottaged kind of style to them, very luxurious, very plush. If you are looking for a place to stay, it was great. Once we checked in, I did get a chance to look at all the cars, and particularly the new Adventure Club car, which they are going to put the new signage on, but basically it just means that it has a couple of extra accessories. So we had the bull bar, snorkel, roof rails, and a couple of other things on there, but it was also attached to a caravan, which was really good for those who wanted to learn the towing. Now, I haven't yet tested out the towing for the new model, but stay tuned, that could or could not be coming pretty soon. Waking up in the morning super early, we had breakfast before we took a bit of a like introduction and a induction into what we were doing. So we went to Black Duck Valley, which is about an hour and a half drive from where we were. Now, all morning, one of the four-wheel drive like experts or like instructors, Matt, which big shout out, he was great, he kept like saying that this track was going to be really hard. Now, this is the track that I'm talking about. It was not easy, I'll put it that way, but it's not because of the car, let me put it that way. When we engaged obviously for low and rough terrain mode and rear diff lock, and had a little bit of guidance on the trails because the level of incline that this was ridiculous. Like, we could not see anything like underneath, or I guess anywhere near the car. Those that had the LST or the X-Terrain models would have had the new 360-degree view camera, which also gives you like a underbody camera view, which is really cool. So they would be able to see a lot of what the terrain was underneath. However, I was in the LSU and obviously just had a reversing camera, so I relied heavily on the team around me to get me up and down. I think this is like the point that everything has kind of led up to, the actual off-road driving. So I'm going to pause me talking to you here, and we're going to jump and rewind back to the launch and come in the car with me, and let's see how we go. Hello.
How are we going?
Ooh,
okay, so let's just confirm you've got everything in that needs to be in, and you haven't yet. So I want you to hit the rough terrain.
Yeah.
We need the little light to come on there.
Yep.
We also want the diff lock to come on. So yeah. Just take your finger off it. Okay, now it's flashing. It's not actually engaged yet, but once we get moving, it will.
Yep.
Up through here. I want you to just be very steady and constant. You don't need big throttle inputs at all. So nice, and you could literally stop at any moment and get moving again. The traction system on board is so switched on. It allows you to just find grip from any speed and get moving again.
Okay, cool.
So don't think you need momentum. It's very tight.
Okay.
So the advantage is very slow. Will let you be precise with the line. And resist the temptation when the thing's rocking and rolling. People want to put a lot of wheel work in. Resist that. Okay, let the car fall gently with gravity. And then as you squeeze on the throttle again, if you need to make adjustment, I'll be beside you for the first half, talking you through anyway, and then Corey will be up there a bit further on.
Cool.
Questions?
No.
You happy?
Yeah.
Let's make it happen then.
Let's go.
Nice and gentle. So already a little bit too quick for me.
Okay.
Slide the transmission across into just manual, And that line is good, but we just want to squeeze on, and just that momentum or that speed you've got right now, that's good. We don't need any quicker than that. That's nice. Maintain that line for me. Maybe a fraction of left hand down. Straighten back up again for me. Speed is good. A little bit of right hand down now, not too much. Wind that back off again a little bit for me. A little bit of left hand down, just a fraction, but maintain the speed. That's lovely. Right hand down, and ease off a little bit. Yep. Beautiful. Straighten the wheels back up again. Looking good. Maintain that. Really good with the throttle so far. It's awesome. The line is good. I'm not even having to give you any tips there. Up ahead, Corey will start to take over in a car length.
Do I follow that?
Just maintain.
Track?
Yeah, it's just the line that you're on is good.
Yeah. Okay.
And then he'll start giving you. So watch his hand signals. You want to go a little bit left hand down.
So that next big tree there is
Oh, that was so scary. I don't know if you can notice, first of all. Let me stop the car really quickly. 104 heart rate, so it's up there. But the car was literally on an angle, which is insane. So just reminding, we had rough terrain mode and rear diff lock, and it literally got through without
Sorry, Jen, I wasn't
brakes.
watching. Just stop where you are. If you want to come backwards for me.
I don't think I went over 3-4 k's an
On
hour,
that front car up the top there. Just come back for me.
and we obviously had manual mode transmission. We just used the first gear essentially. We had beginners to experts on the launch as well, so it was really cool to be able to see the drivers be able to handle such rugged terrain. And I think the big takeaway that I took from this trip is that if you are looking to go four-wheel driving and you don't really know where to start, the MU-X is going to be the place to start. It definitely offers a lot of comfortability on road, but then when you're off-road as a stock car, it is extremely capable. You're able to do quite a lot of stuff, and with the addition of rough terrain mode and rear diff lock as standard across the four-wheel drive range, it does give you the option. Now, I will be honest, I found the 1.9 litre to be a little bit more sluggish compared to the 3 litre. However, from my understanding and actually kind of feeling it and comparing the two, the 1.9 litre isn't that bad. So if you're looking to save a bit of money, you can definitely still be able to take the tracks. It just obviously revs a little bit higher to be able to get that maximum torque output. So if it is a deal breaker and it is whether you can get an MU-X or whether you can't, definitely the 1.9 litre is just as capable. You obviously just have to take into account that when the torque really kicks in, and to reach maximum torque, you are going to have to reach a higher RPM than what the 3 litre can do. Now, a lot of the tracks that you will eventually potentially take, and especially on this trip, we didn't have a speed of more than maybe 5 or 10 kilometers per hour, and that's really important. I think one thing that the Adventure Club and my trips with Isuzu really teach me is that slow and steady wins the race in these instances. We thankfully didn't have too much damage on the car, however, it was a stock car, so first thing I would maybe do, depending on where you're planning on going, is potentially look at the ground clearance and just make sure that it is going to be good enough for the tracks that you want to go on, or potentially look at whether or not you might need to upgrade that. Otherwise, standard upgrades may include all-terrain tires. However, again, we didn't really find the need to update the tires, especially straight out of the showroom floor. They are capable, but if you just want that extra traction and you're going to be forward driving constantly, then I would potentially upgrade to all-terrain tires. Now, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. I am looking forward to test driving the Isuzu MU-X a little bit more and on a little bit more diverse tracks across Australia in the future. So pop all your questions down below and I will make sure to get back to all of you. If you did like this video and do want to see more of like this lifestyle, putting things to the test practically rather than just kind of like your standard video review, then definitely let me know in the comments. I am really looking forward to giving you guys a lot more video car review content that is not the same as like your everyday car review. So I'm really keen to get your opinion and your feedback. If you have followed me up until now, well, welcome to the YouTube channel. If you haven't, it's very nice to meet you and I can't wait to go on this journey with you together. If you want to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, it is at driverinOz, and on the website you can find me at driverinOz.com.au. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys soon for some more off-roading adventures.